827-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. For West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around.
Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it.
That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511. Text GOOD to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
In the NBA playoffs, the Knicks take a 2-0 series lead as the Pacers continue to complain about the 31-21 Game 2. But they lost OG Anunoby, who will miss Game 3 with a hamstring strain. Tonight, we got a couple of Game 2s. Celtics and Cavs from Boston, with Boston leading that series 1-0. Tip-off right now at 6 o'clock, and that's followed by Thunders and Mavs at 8:30.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
What's up, gang? Can't stop me now. Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Thank you for listening, however you may be doing that, whether that's on 94.1 FM. If you're online at sasportstar.com, listening via our audio player powered by AA Best Bail Bonds, or if you're part of the crew that is watching on our YouTube channel, we stream all our shows live every day right here on our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star. You can like, subscribe, comment along with the show. Biomex, Fred Villarreal, already in the comment section, and man, I've got a good one for y'all today. Tons to get into with quarterback rankings and officiating, the NBA playoffs, obviously. And there's something that's really been bugging me over the last 24 hours, and it's players thinking that they can, because they're so athletically gifted, that they can literally do anything and not have to really put in the work to do it. Austin Rivers on Pat McAfee just completely gaslighting the entire sports world, it feels like. And if you missed it, we're going to play that for you coming up. But the biggest news I got for you today is I got a fantastic giveaway for y'all today. And this one's going to hold through till the end of the show. When I go away, I will give these away. But as you know, it is Live Nation's concert week. They're giving away $25 tickets to over 5,000 shows, 900 artists from now until May 14th across the country. Well, today, I've got a pair of tickets to go see 30 Seconds to Mars, Seasons World Tour, August 30th at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater up in Austin. That will be coming up at the end of the show. The concert is at the end of August, but I've got your chance to go see 30 Seconds to Mars at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater, thanks to Live Nation's Concert Week. And of course, if you don't win your tickets here at the end of the show, you can always get them at livenation.com. But 30 Seconds to Mars, man, I wish I could, pocket these instead of give them away. But that is a fantastic giveaway. Thanks to Live Nation's Concert Week, 30 Seconds to Mars, Seasons World Tour, August 30th, Germania Insurance Amphitheater. Stay tuned right here for your chance to win those tickets. The NBA playoffs have been entertaining. They have been a sideshow in a sense. We have seen people losing their minds. We've seen coaches trying to get tossed and not. We saw a coach yesterday get tossed doing less. The calls, the defense, the throwing of things towards the court, it has been insane. It's been a lot of fun to watch up to this point. Or a couple if have managed to keep it close tonight. But last night, phenomenal theater up in Madison Square Garden. Pacers, Knicks. Knicks take a 2-0 series lead. And after questionable calls and the last 2-minute report dictating a bunch of missed calls that could have indirectly affected the outcome of that game in game one. Well, it's seemingly, according to ESPN's Brian Windhorst, didn't get any better in game two.
From what I understand, speaking to people this morning, the Pacers were up all night and they found 49 calls from last night's game that they felt were inappropriately against them. Now, watching the game, I didn't feel like it was that way, but I'm not an expert. So overnight, the Pacers filed the 49 clips and, for good measure, the 29 from game one. And so when people get in and work at the league office today, they're going to find 78 clips having been submitted from the Pacers to the league office about how they feel this series is being officiated.
78 plays submitted over 2 games. We knew about the 29 from game one. 49 in game two. Now, is that a little bit of saltiness when you submit 49 to where it's like, if it's even close, and sometimes even if it's not close, if they just put a hand on you, are you submitting that out of pettiness right now? I mean, bravo, I would. But Rick Carlisle in the post game was flabbergasted on what to do about the officiating at the end of game two.
After game one, we always go through the film, and games where it felt like the whistles weren't balanced, and we pull the clips, and there's a way you can submit them to the MDA office. In the playoffs, when you submit things, the other team sees what you submit, and so there were 29 plays in game one that we thought were clearly called the wrong way. I decided not to submit them because I just felt like we'd get a more balanced whistle tonight. It didn't feel that way. Couple examples: 5:08 of the third. The whole world knows that Halliburton's got a bad back, and Hart comes up and shoves him in the back, and it's all over Twitter right now because a few people have showed it to me. And JB DeRosa's looking right at it. You can see him. He's got vision of the play, and he shoves Tyree in the corner, and there's no whistle right in the back. And so that was shocking. And there are many others, but I can promise you that we're going to submit these tonight. New York can get ready; they'll see them too. I'm always talking to our guys about not making it about the officials, but we deserve a fair shot. And it's just, there's not a consistent balance, and that's disappointing. So give New York credit for the physicality that they're playing with, but their physicality is rewarded and ours is penalized, just time after time. And so it's just, I'm just really disappointed. The two technicals, you got to make a stand for your guys. You got to stand up for what's right and what's not right, and that was it. And so we need to get home. We need to play better.
Rick Carlisle, I would expect a fine coming his way here in the next 24 hours. Can't criticize the officiating, unfortunately, as much as you want to, but a lot of this seems strategic on his part. He didn't want to make a big deal of it after game one, obviously. Felt the problem got worse, and so you have to bring light to it in order to correct it. Now they're in an 0-2 hole heading home to where teams play better at home anyway. You've had a couple of close you would think, and I think that they can still even this series, especially with news of OG Anunoby's injury, because that is big to them. The Drew Show on our YouTube page says, as if the NBA's big betting partners like FanDuel, DraftKings don't want the Knicks and the number one market in the NBA Finals, or at least the league finals. We've seen this before. I get it, Drew Show. And that's always going to be the narrative. You heard Dallas complaining about, poor small market Dallas. But the reality is, if the NBA truly cared that much about what market is in their conference or NBA finals, the San Antonio Spurs wouldn't have a single championship, much less 5. So you can always miss me with the NBA is rigged stuff because I just don't quite buy it. 656 ESPN 210-656-3776 if you want to be a part of the conversation. Tyrese Halliburton, though, post-game made no complaints about the refs. And as a matter of fact, this is exactly what you expect to not only hear from one of your players, but one of the stars and leaders on your team.
I mean, at the end of the day, we got outplayed. We were right there to win the game. But I like consistency. More consistency, yeah, but let's not pretend like that's the only reason we lost. We just didn't play good enough, But at the end of the day, it's 2-0. We're going back to Indy, and, I like us in any matchup. So I'm not worried, but like I said, they outplayed us. So let's not pretend like the refs are the reason we lost. We just got to be better.
And he's absolutely right. They had every opportunity to win that game. They made costly mistakes late, and it cost them. And that's part of the youth of that team and not having the experience in the playoffs, I think. That does fall on them. Can you contribute some to that? Absolutely. But when it's all said and done, they still had a shot at the end of the game, and they lost that shot because of self-inflicted wounds. It's going to be better in Indiana. I guarantee you that. And I think this thing comes back to New York, tied at 2, and then we'll see what happens from there. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I see your phone calls. Mario, everybody, hang on the line. We'll get more into this as we continue here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
There's a 3-year-old girl named Audrey who has already pretty much got the vocal chops to be a metal singer.
I'm going to sing right now.
vomit!
Wow. Do you like metal, JD?
I do, actually. Because, I like Metallica. My car's made of it.
Let's get some metal!
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Without the ones like you who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Attention Patriots, this is Jason Hansen, former CIA officer, with an urgent message for anyone concerned about their financial future. In a world filled with economic uncertainty, it's crucial to have a rock-solid plan for protecting your wealth. That's why I'm inviting you to a special financial briefing this Thursday. You'll get proven strategies for safeguarding your assets and securing your money. Call my friends at Advantage Gold at 800-741-GOLD to register for free right now. Again, call 800-741-GOLD.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
It's a mystery where Old Spice finds its amazing scents like Himalayan sea salt, but I'm thrilled they have because no other body wash exfoliates and moisturizes 24/7 like Old Spice Gentleman's Himalayan sea salt body wash. Now, if only there was a mountain range separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan plateau where I could hide my Old Spice and keep my family from stealing it, my impossibly smooth skin will finally be safe.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pudger here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm James Pudger. Trying to triple up on my protein today. So I got this new protein that I'm using, Ghost Protein. It's Nutter Butter. Actually pretty good. But I tried to kind of give it a little extra, right? So I put the protein whey with an actual chocolate protein shake. So more protein. But man, it makes me miss. I've got a shaker here at the office, but it's an old one. And I found this new great shaker. It's called a Gila Mix. Thing does not cake at all. Look at all the caking that goes on. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this, but the caking that goes on in a regular shaker. If you're looking for a good shaker, Gila Mix. Buddy of mine told me about it. I Amazoned it. It was fantastic. It's been one of the greatest additions to my life and leaves far, far less work to do with the dishes because of it. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the show, I've got tickets to go see 30 Seconds to Mars, part of Live Nation's concert week, stay tuned for your chance to win those tickets to go see 30 Seconds to Mars up in Austin at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. We went to break. We're talking about the officiating in the playoffs and the inconsistency, at least in this Pacers series for sure. There have been inconsistencies across the board, but this is being amped up. It is on protein, it is on pre-workout, and it's probably taking a little antibiotic steroid at the same time. Like, this thing is just extra, it feels like. And it's definitely being looked at as extra because of everything that's going on with it. And I asked what your thoughts were. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Mario, welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure, my man. What you got going?
Hey, Pledge. I was just wanted to say, it's been, I've had to stop watching playoff basketball for a long time because of the inconsistency with officiating, not just this year, but probably for the past decade.
Now, because I haven't seen a ton of his inconsistency, I've seen it throughout the regular season, obviously, and this Knicks Sixers and Knicks Pacers really come to mind when looking at the inconsistencies this postseason. But outside of that, I'm not sure that I've seen like a ton of it. I think the inconsistencies are just human error, which are in.
Yes, and they have the hardest job of any officiating is basketball refs. If you go back to when LeBron joined Miami and those first few years when they were
the Heatles
making their run, it was really hard to watch playoff basketball then too.
I understand what you're saying, Mario, and I appreciate the phone call, but officiating feels a lot like it always has. Remember, the rules changed in the 90s too, and teams beat the hell out of Jordan till they weren't allowed to beat the hell out of Jordan. I mean, it's kind of always been this way in the NBA in a sense, but we have things that allow us to be better at things. We have kind of robotic strike zones in a sense in baseball that should keep the Angel Hernandezes from being an issue in the league. And even if the Angel Hernandezes are an issue for as long as they're an issue, there should be repercussions for stuff like that. Same goes in the NFL. Same goes in the NBA, like for a Scott Foster, who, while a great ref, obviously has certain biases against certain players. And I get it. It's human nature. But as far as the toughest job to officiate, I don't know, man. Feels like being on skates and trying to catch all these fouls and stay out of the way of a puck that's moving a million miles an hour. That feels like the hardest officiating job to me. I'm not even a hockey guy.
I like hockey. I think they allow them a little bit more physicality than NBA. I just think with the way that a lot of the NBA stars and players are moving around, these screens and things that they have to watch out for. That's why I say I think they have the hardest, because there's only 3 refs and you got to watch 10 guys moving around.
I get it.
Pretty freely,
I understand. And like I said, I appreciate the phone call, Mario. You're welcome to call back anytime. Officiating has always been an issue. Maybe we're older and have less tolerance for it, but I listened to Shaq's comments about Rick Carlisle.
My point is, okay, you're not getting a whistle. What you have to do as a player, one, you make them call fouls. You play in a way to where, okay, this guy fouled me. I'm gonna show you that he's fouled me, or you play through it, or you don't worry about it, because all these things come into play, and the ones that overcome these things are the ones that we know to be great. You don't think Michael Jordan got fouled? You don't think Larry Bird got fouled? Like, we complain a little bit, but once it gets to the point to where they're not doing anything about it, then you got to step up. Then you got to say, like, for example, they used to tell me, I'm going to foul you and send you to the line. I'm not an 80% free throw shooter, but every now and then I tuck that elbow in. And I knock it down. I'm not complaining about the calls. You foul me, say, you going to foul me? Okay. One thing, when you foul me, I'm going to touch you up. I'm going to let you know that I do not enjoy being fouled, and then I'm going to put it in the ref's hand. If I get off, it's a foul, cool. If I don't, but I'm not sitting there complaining. I understand his pain. I understand what he's going through. But as a Pacer player, you have to forget all that and play in a way to where the officiating does not matter.
That was Shaquille O'Neal last night talking about Rick Carlisle's comments about the fouls and his complaints with how it's been officiated. And Shaq immediately, I got fouled a ton. Like, they made it a point to foul me because I am just bigger, stronger than everybody else on the court. So people got away with more. And I had to adjust and adapt. You're right. And I'm pretty sure Rick Carlisle has, not only told his team that, but also been preaching that to them. But by going in front of the media and voicing his concerns, he's sticking up for his team, basically. Because, as we all know, it is the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. And so this was more tactical, I think, than actual complaining to the NBA, to the replay center, to everyone that needs to hear about it, to try and level the playing field, which was already going to be level as they go home, because as we know, teams get more calls at home than they do on the road. What say you? 656 ESPN 210-656-3776. Drew, my man, what's going on?
Man. I'm just saying that this is an inflection point for the NBA, right? The TV deal's up, the ratings are cratering, the stars are getting old, right? And the coach has been complaining about the refereeing. I mean, you could say when there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, when you have like 5 coaches coming out talking about the refereeing this year, and then you get all the gambling scandals that's legit. There was a player shaving points.
Jonte Porter
in the league, right? And he was related to one of the biggest players of the game. And that's not forget what's going on in MLB. The biggest MLB stars translator is also in a gambling scandal. Where there's smoke, there is fire. And the one league that's most vulnerable to this, and it's always been, is basketball and the NBA. And look, hockey is record ratings right now. Women's basketball, college, record ratings right now. The NFL, record, 100 million, the biggest NFL Super Bowl we just had. Record ratings. And the NBA is in a spot where they're coming up on the thing, and there's smoke, there's fire, and there's something wrong with the reffing this season.
Look, I get it. I understand the frustration. But remember last year's Super Bowl? What were we complaining about? Should have been a foul call? Was that a foul? Should they have called the foul on Patrick Mahomes? What does that have to do with
NBA players getting caught for port shaving?
No, but you're bringing up all the ratings for all these things, insinuating and you're implying that the NBA's ratings are down because the officials and there's possible scandals within the league and shaving points. Look, the NFL had the same thing in the biggest game of the year with their biggest player, to where there was a penalty thrown on the game-winning incompletion, which turned into an extra chance for Patrick Mahomes to get a touchdown, which beat the Eagles. Like, that was.
Yeah, but that's always. But NFL, that was the biggest thing. Is it going to affect the ratings next year? I don't know. I'll guarantee you, if there's more stuff like that happening
this year, it shattered ratings.
You're saying something. You're saying what I'm presenting you is gone on before now and leading to the point right now. You're talking about the last play of the game, and the rating was already in, right?
But I'm talking about two Super
Bowls. There's a thing, right? I'm saying there's a thing. the ratings have been cratering, and I gave you not just the problem with the officiating, but also the problem with the stars leaving. There's no stars; they're old, and there's nobody to replace them. There's nobody there. They haven't built anybody up.
I mean,
Anthony
I
Edwards
think
is
they're
like the
pretty
best
good.
guy.
I think,
but they're not LeBron. There's still people holding on to that legacy stuff. There's just no. You can't tell me that Anthony Edwards right now is the same as LeBron right now.
No,
it's just not.
But guess what? There was a void between LeBron and Jordan, but Jordan was the biggest and most hyped prospect, and he took the league and ran with it. Sounds kind of similar with LeBron leaving.
Yeah, but
and
you're
the biggest and most hyped prospect is
you're
right
just
here in
what I'm
San
saying
Antonio and being hyped
I know
up.
you got to be the opposite guy, but I'm saying that the thing is, this is an inflection point with the NBA. What they can't have is this officiating going on right now. And you and I could scream left and right. If in the next freaking series, somebody out of the West complains about the officiating and being dirty, that'll be the sixth coach, right? That'll be the sixth coach this season, right?
Yeah.
And that reflects bad on the NBA. And there's somewhere where the fans can point out and say, yeah, that looks like it to me.
And I can go back through all of last year's post-game press conferences and find 6 more coaches complaining about it, as well as I can in every league across sports.
Okay, well then you're
That's
smarter
what
than
they
me.
do.
You're just smarter than me, and I'm just an idiot. I'm sorry, I'm just an idiot fan
it's-
calling in.
It's not an idiot
Okay, I'm
fan
just an
thing,
idiot.
Drew. It is literally sport. We complain
Okay, well,
about
the ratings are
officiating
down.
in
The
every
ratings are down. They're going to have to be a contraction on the salary cap because the ratings are down. The TV deal is not going to come out to what it's supposed to be, right? What everybody's projecting it to be. The ratings are down. They're in a big problem with the product is out now. Nobody wants to watch it. Except for you and me and a few other people. Nobody's watching it compared to the other sports. They're gonna get surpassed by hockey pretty soon. And that's a fact. Hockey is gonna be bigger than them.
You may be right. You may be right. I'm not willing to step out on that ledge. I'm not.
Okay. Ladies basketball is bigger than them. Even the regular season ratings, they have bigger numbers than any single regular season game and the regular season is the NBA's biggest problem. They had all these. How many more different convoluted things are going to come up with to make the regular season more important? The players don't think it's important. They don't even think the All-Star game is important.
See,
it's all garbage.
there it is right there, Drew. You just hit the nail on the head on why the interest is waning in the NBA. It's not officiating. I'm sure all of these have a minor impact on it. The real issue is the players don't care. The regular season doesn't matter. Nobody goes for anything during the regular season. And a lot of the times, a lot of people don't even know if they're going to see their favorite player play on any given night because it might be their night off.
Thanks, Pop.
Sure.
Popovich.
Yeah, he started it. But that's the problem is Pop did it with an older roster to try and preserve their legs because they made long playoff runs every single year. So he tried to steal rest for them during the middle of the season. Nowadays, not even star players, but semi-star players, non-all-stars are taking nights off. Like it's not the reason it was intended for. People are taking days off to take days off.
They got to fix that product. I mean, I don't know who this commissioner is. Everybody's like, oh, he's so great. Give me the old commissioner. Do like a zombie thing. Bring me back the old commissioner. I don't know who this guy, he just seems like a knucklehead.
I mean,
he gets too much. It's too big of a pass. He doesn't seem to do it. He seems like I don't get it. He doesn't seem like he's like. I don't know. I just don't get him. I don't get him.
I understand and you don't get it. I appreciate the phone call, Drew. Look, Adam Silver is one of the best commissioners in sports. He is. Roger Goodell's the best. As much as we hate him, all he does is make money for a business that continues to print its own money. Adam Silver's right behind him. He is the most progressive. He has had the most change. He has instituted replay where needed. Are there tweaks? Yes. Does Adam Silver agree that there need to be tweaks? Absolutely. But a commissioner's rule isn't totalitarian. There are still steps that he has to go through to get things processed. It's partly through the owners, and then partly through the Players Association. So all of these things take time to get done. And I'm sure he will admit to you himself, it's not a perfect system. They can improve replay. They can improve officiating. They can improve everything. But it's steps along the way that need to happen in order for that to happen. It's just Adam Silver needs to really get a handle on, more than anything, the influence that gambling is having on sports, and now the perception that it leads to with the officiating. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 941 FM, sasportstar.com. Coming up, it is not football season, but we are getting NFL quarterback power rankings. Where's Dak? Where's CJ? And what do the power rankings say about the quarterback in total? I think it paints a much clearer picture of the path forward and the future than you're willing to admit. This is Extra Innings with Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 941 FM and sasportstar.com. Don't forget, stay tuned. Coming up at the end of the show, I'm giving away tickets to go see 30 Seconds to Mars thanks to Live Nation's Concert Week right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, will any of these series last the weekend? That's the big question, Rob.
We'll see if we make it through the weekend. We have a very interesting caller tomorrow, behind-the-scenes information on the new, or maybe not so new, building downtown that will host our...
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you one of the nearly 10 million families that own a timeshare? Unfortunately, many families stuck in timeshares have learned the dark side of ownership, as their timeshare ends up being nothing like they were promised. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. If you were lied to when buying a timeshare, you're going to need help. I know this because I once worked as a timeshare salesman, but quit the business and made it my personal mission to help folks get rid of bad timeshares. That's why I put together a timeshare exit information kit to help you understand how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Over 30,000 families have trusted us to get rid of their timeshares. Many started out by simply calling us for the free information kit and are now timeshare free.
To get your free information kit, call Wesley Financial now. Call 800-837-1919. That's 800-837-1919. 800-837-1919.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LOT to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LOT for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Spurs? Are they ready for the draft? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Quick point before we move on. We talked about some of the coach firings across the league. Well, former San Antonio Spur, now Atlanta Hawk point guard DeJounte Murray weighed in on Twitter. It's crazy how coaches get blamed before the players. 3 exclamation points and a facepalm emoji. He's not wrong, but he knows exactly why, too. Crazy. Coaches make $6 million. Star athletes make $50 million. You're going to do what you can to appease the most valuable piece of your roster. 90% of the time. Doesn't always happen. But organizations will always fold and bend to the will of the players because the players can leave. Contract or not, they can leave. They force their way out. We've seen how it happens. The problem is the owners have all the power, really. They just don't use the power that they have. Yeah. Kevin Durant, you make $50 million. Oh, you want to hold out? Okay. I'm not going to pay you. Yeah, we'll suck for a little bit. It's fine. I know we have big plans this season, but I get it. No, coach is safe because of it. But if you're gonna play like this, we're gonna come after you. And then, our lawyers will come after you because of the contract and breach of contract and everything else. The owners have the power. They refuse to use it. Across all sports, really. The only ones who exercise that power on a fairly regular basis are NFL owners. They still own the league, and they still basically have the most control over their league versus the players of any sporting league. Speaking of the NFL, your calls, your reaction, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Or if you want to be a part of the show without calling in, you can always join us on YouTube at SA Sports Star. Like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show as it happens. But Bleacher Report and CBS both dropped their quarterback rankings the other day. Bleacher Report did their top 12 quarterbacks. CBS Sports did all 32. Couple of interesting things. Guess what? Mahomes is number 1. Doesn't matter which list I look at. And if there's a list that doesn't have Mahomes number 1, then I'm going to throw that list away. Because it's not accurate. Bleacher Report has Lamar Jackson 2, Josh Allen 3, Dak Prescott is your fourth best quarterback in the top 12, followed by Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy.
I'm done with the Brock Purdy slander.
CJ Stroud, Jared Goff, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Matthew Stafford at 11, and Justin Herbert rounds out your top 12. Dak Prescott, fourth, second in MVP this past year. By the way, the MVP winner and two-time MVP, Lamar Jackson, number 2, Josh Allen, number 3. Justin Herbert at number 12, which seems low, but at the same time, I don't disagree with it. What has he done? We're still basing Justin Herbert off of, wow, man, he looks really good. If he could just put it all together. You know, he's done nothing in the NFL. He's been to the playoffs once, and he blew a massive lead to Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just a second half complete and total meltdown. He's accomplished less than Dak Prescott has. Joe Burrow at 9. Seems low for Joe Burrow. Now, CBS Sports has Mahomes, followed by Brock Purdy, number 2. Top quarterbacks in the NFL going into this year. Allen, Burrow, Stroud at 5, 6. Hurts, Dak at 8, according to CBS. Herbert, 9. Jordan Love at 10. Aaron Rodgers, 11. Tua, 12. Followed by Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and Trevor Lawrence, Matthew Stafford, and Deshaun Watson. That rounds out the top 17 of their quarterback rankings. I thought it was very interesting. Daniel Jones, 32nd. Your best rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams. He is at 23. One spot behind Will Levis at 22. Now, what does that say about all of this? Well, it says that Patrick Mahomes is a freak. Because we've learned through multiple iterations of this team, with Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce in his prime, to without Tyreek Hill, without Juju Smith-Schuster, without any kind of weapons, a still good but not quite in his prime Travis Kelce. Now, he did have a solid defense. It was a very solid defense, but he carried that offense this year. Multiple iterations, just like Tom Brady was. He can win in a bunch of different ways. Brock Purdy remains to be seen because he doesn't command real quarterback money yet. And that's just the truth. I like Brock Purdy. I think he's in a perfect situation. And I think he is a very, very, very good quarterback in the NFL. Top 10. What happens when those weapons start getting stripped away? But here's the thing. You can say that about every single quarterback in the NFL. Well, what are they without their weapons? Well, what's Joe Burrow without his weapons? Because the last time I saw Joe Burrow without weapons, that LSU team was like 7-6. Then he got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and Clyde Edwards-Helaire and Terrence Marshall, who was the second-round pick, by the way, if you don't remember that. Like, he had weapons. And then he goes into the NFL, and he gets Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, who just signed with the Tennessee Titans, and Hunter Hurst and Hayden Hurst. And now he's got Mike Gesicki at tight end. Like, he's had weapons. He's always had weapons. I can argue he has better and more weapons throughout the entirety of his NFL career than does Brock Purdy. But we don't give him the same kind of flack that we give Brock Purdy? Is it because Joe Burrow was 1 and Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant? At some point, if Purdy just keeps winning, it's going to be irrelevant. People will stop talking about it just like they stopped talking about Tom Brady being picked number 199 like they did early in his career. Well, he's anchored by a great defense. All of a sudden, that narrative started to shift and go away, and all we saw was Tom Brady evolving into the great quarterback that was one of the greatest we ever watched, that is now quickly being surpassed by Patrick Mahomes in succession. Hopefully, the same way Victor Wembanyama will do with LeBron James. But my point of the greater arc of all of this is, at what point do you get to a quarterback on this list not named Mahomes and say he doesn't need weapons? They all do. They all need help to get to where they need to go. Matt Stafford left Detroit, got help, won a Super Bowl in Los Angeles. To say that Dak can't win a Super Bowl, that feels idiotic to say. And I don't mean idiotic in terms of, well, you're stupid and you don't know football. I feel like it's idiotic in terms of winning a Super Bowl during a time like Tom Brady, when there is such a narrow window and keyhole for you to seize that opportunity. It's hard to just say, let's get rid of a top 10 quarterback, when you get past 12 on this list, you have questions about whether they should even be starters. Or if they're a starter, they're not a starter. They are a starter, but they're like a bridge. They're a Kirk Cousins, which is why you need to take Atlanta's philosophy a little bit closer to heart. Extend Dak Prescott. 3 years. Give him some guaranteed money, 4 years, whatever it is, guaranteed 2 to 3 years worth of it. Draft his replacement. Groom his replacement, like Jordan Love, who is a 10th on this list. Ironically enough, on CBS Sports, not only is Love 10th on this list, I didn't pick this up until right now, he is just in front of Aaron Rodgers. A little poetry there for you. But draft, develop, because if you just throw him away to throw him away, you're going to find yourself in a very precarious situation where you're looking for the next guy. And if you're looking for the next guy, you're never giving that guy the proper amount of time to learn and develop. Because he from day one, you better be the guy. There's no chance to learn, develop, and hopefully get everything on your terms. Because if you come in and you suck early, the fan base will turn on you in an instant. Remember, Panther fans were jacked about having Bryce Young. A year later, they can't wait to get rid of him. Look at Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, who was the rookie of the year, by the way. Once it starts going downhill, a fan base will turn on you. So at least give him some runway to learn and get his feet wet, instead of trying to throw a young kid straight into a fire that he might not be ready for, especially when that fire is the biggest, brightest, and hottest burning in terms of media coverage and scrutiny in the entire league in the Dallas Cowboys. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. I am James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Remember, when we come back, guess what? I've got tickets to give away. If you held on to the end, that's right, 30 Seconds to Mars, part of Live Nation's Concert Week. We're giving them away next, right here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Indianapolis Star. Do you remember Greg Doyle?
Yeah, the creepy guy.
For those that don't remember.
Hi, Caitlin. Greg Doyle, Indy Star. Real quick, let me do this. You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Start doing it to me and we'll get along just fine.
According to longtime Indianapolis reporter Bob Kravitz, the Indy Star suspended Greg Doyle after that weird press conference.
I don't blame them. It went viral, as the kids say. So, I mean, everybody, it's like, dude, this guy's a creeper. Keep him away from Caitlin Clark.
Yes.
I like that you're here.
They're just that weird.
Just all of it.
I call her up Caitlin.
Oh, that was creepy.
I like that you're here.
You okay?
I'm great.
Are you sure?
Fine.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Being stuck in a bad timeshare can be overwhelming, straining your finances, your health, and even family relationships. I know because everyday families call us for help, stressed to no end because of a timeshare they were misled into buying and can't even use. Some people even get second jobs or come out of retirement just to pay for fees that go on forever. I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help good folks out of bad timeshare deals. And our mission is working. To date, we've helped over 40,000 families achieve timeshare freedom. Give me a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free exit info kit. 800-995-2929. 800-995-2929. 800-995-2929.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues? Do you actually worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax.
Touchdown!
A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas, only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
Are you really that different than the rest of us?
We are. As a fiduciary, we always focus on what's best for our clients.
What services do you offer besides investing?
We have a team of specialists in financial planning, estate planning, and more.
Your clients rely on you for all that?
Yes, we ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Okay, but you still sell commission-based products, right?
No, because we believe that's a conflict of interest. We prioritize service over sales goals.
So then how do your fees work?
We have a simple and transparent fee that's a percentage of our clients' portfolios. So we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, we're more different than I thought.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at fisherinvestments.com. Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with. So I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 210-571-0318. That's 210-571-0318. 210-571-0318.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
Your home for the Dallas Cowboys is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right, guys. We made it to the end of the show, and like I promised, big giveaway for me anyway. It's a band that I want to go see, and I'll probably be looking at buying tickets to the show because of it. It is Live Nation's concert week. It started yesterday. It runs through May the 14th. $25 tickets to over 5,000 shows, 900 artists across the country, including 30 Seconds to Mars, Seasons World Tour, August 30th, coming to the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. You can get your tickets at livenation.com, or right now you can call in and be caller number 12 at 656 ESPN. That is 210-656-3776. And you can win tickets to go see the greatness that is 30 Seconds to Mars live at the Germania Insurance Amphitheater. I appreciate everybody for rolling through tonight. Always appreciate every single one of y'all. We'll see you tomorrow right here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
For the last 4 decades, San Antonio sports has dared this community to dream big through the transformational power of sport. For 40 years, we've inspired youth to.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Right now in the NBA playoffs, in the first of a doubleheader tonight on ESPN. Game 2, Celtics and Cavaliers in Boston. The Celtics lead 51-43 with just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. That game will be followed by Game 2 between the Mavericks and the Thunder in Oklahoma City. The Phoenix Suns fire head after only 1 season on the job. The Suns finished 6th in the West with 49 wins and were swept out by the Timberwolves in the first round of the playoffs. ESPN's Brian Windhorst reports the Pacers have pointed out to the league what they believe are 78 incorrect calls or non-calls that went against them through the first 2 games of their series with the Knicks. R.J. Williams says the Pacers have other problems, though.
They got their tails whooped defensively. I mean, they gave up 130 points on 92 possessions. That's the worst defensive performance out of any team this postseason, by the way.
Jay Williams on Get Up. Game 3 of that series tomorrow night on ESPN Radio and TV. Former NBA forward Glenn Big Baby Davis is sentenced by a federal judge to 40 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release. Davis played on the Celtics' 2008 NBA title team. He was convicted in November for his part in a scheme to defraud the NBA's healthcare plan. Nelly Korda is playing in the LPGA Founders Cup tournament in search of a record-breaking 6th win. Right now, she's 6 shots off the lead of Rose Zhang.
Hey, it's Greeny. A fabulous Friday ahead with 2 NBA playoff games to look back on and a fascinating weekend to preview. This is the place to talk about it all. It's Greeny, starting 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
From Miami, Florida, to Dallas, Texas. To you. This is Amber and Ian on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app, and on SiriusXM Channel 80.
We are in the midst of NBA action right now, as you just heard. Boston and Cleveland going at it. Boston up 51-47 right now in the Cavs, but we are waiting for the later action in the NBA. Mavs Thunder Game 2 will be tipping off in just about an hour and a half from now. How is Luka's knee? That is the question. Amber and Ian is presented by Progressive Insurance. Bundle home and auto and save. Visit progressive.com. So, Ian, Luka dealing with that sprained right knee did not look like himself.
No,
in Game 1.
Not at all. And worse than he looked against the Clippers, Amber. And we talked about this last night. If people, if you happen to miss the show, where all right, we get it. The Mavs looked horrendous against the Clippers in Game 1, but that was more of a malaise. It looked like, right? And then we saw what happened the rest of the series. Well, Luka never really found his shooting touch. I think game 4 he went 1 for 8 from beyond the arc, or game 3, whatever it was.